Hey guys, welcome back to the three-man weave live here from Assembly Hall. The crowd still getting some autographs from Victor Oladipo. Played great tonight, 16 points and some pretty impressive block really by Victor. One of the highlights that he has been known for in his career. But Hoosiers get the win, 75-56 over North Carolina Central. Really, the game was just dead. I mean, the environment was dead. The students, barely anybody was here in the student section. Not much I really think can be taken from this game. Of note, IU completes a non-conference undefeated regular season for the first time since 1989-90, and Jim Harbaugh was IU's manager tonight. I think that was about the highlight of the game. Harbaugh was going nuts, putting these chairs in the middle of the huddle, slapping guys in the huddle on the backside. He was in the post-game presser saying he just wanted to get in the middle of it, I guess. So that was pretty much the highlight, guys. Is there really anything you can take from the game, or is it just a bump in the road before really three tough games in the Big Ten Conference?
Well, the thing that I focused on tonight was, and we knew it was kind of going to be a factor going into it, was the health of Will Sheehey. Crean had said previously that Sheehey had been suffering from a groin injury, which on top of his ankle injury, that's kind of a lot for him to be dealing with, and he really hadn't played well offensively. Defensively in the second half against Iowa, Sheehey looked good, but he finally had a good offensive game tonight, which he needed very badly going into the home stretch of the Big Ten schedule here, because when he's scoring, this team is playing well, and when this team is able to get contributions from him, he's able to flush these dunks home, and he's able to hit that pull-up mid-range jumper. This team is good, and this team is working offensively. So filled the stat sheet tonight, had 12 points, 7 boards, a couple assists, blocking the steal, and really that's exactly what you need out of him. So I thought it was if you're going to take away anything from this game, take away Will Sheehey's performance.
And he started over Derek Elston tonight. First time that they've started lineup since Purdue. So it will be interesting to see going forward. Again, Tom keeps on saying it's a matchup thing, that he's not married to one lineup and going up against a smaller NCC team. Sheehey, I guess, was in there. It'll be interesting because Minnesota obviously is one of the bigger teams in the Big Ten. Avi, you anything Harbaugh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's focus on the game real quick, and that is that I hate to be that guy, but I mean, something needs to happen with Christian Watford and Jordan Hulls. To me, this was their game to rebound. They're not. I guess kind of you can make the argument that Watford going up against Sutton was kind of tough, but still, I mean, this is the game for them to really rebound from kind of slumps they've been having, and they weren't able to do it. Watford once again goes scoreless, can't hit a field goal. Oh, excuse me, doesn't go scoreless. Right. He made free throw. So he once again did not make a field goal, so he's now like 0 for 14, I want to say, in the last two games.
0 for 5 against Iowa, so whatever he was.
Okay, 0 for 8 tonight. 0 for 13. So
he's missing bunnies tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, just shots around the rim, and it's like
dunk.
And and Crean tried to spin it. It's like, oh well, he's doing a great job. Christian Watford's a scorer. He is. He's a scorer.
You're going to need a scoring down the stretch.
If Christian Watford isn't scoring, this team isn't, living up to its offensive potential. Jordan Hulls tonight, 2 for 3 from the field.
3 turnovers.
3 turnovers to only 2 assists. These are starters. You need your stars to be playing better. This game was an opportunity to do it, and they did, point blank.
I think Watford, again, he missed a lot of bunnies tonight, and it's just confidence with him right now, because I think if he hits one of those, it could just get him going. Tom Crean, again, just said, practice shooting the ball well. We obviously don't know.
He's taking good shots. I mean,
right. I don't think he's forcing anything, and I thought I leaned over to Connor when he made a beautiful dump-off pass late in the game to Elston for a dunk. I mean, Watford, a guy who at times people thought maybe shot too much in his career. I mean, just a very unselfish play there when he needed a bucket, just for his psyche. So I think that is, again, that is a big question mark going into Sunday is Jordan Hulls, Watford. You really didn't see anything tonight out of them that makes you think Sunday's going to be any different. But for IU to get at least 2 wins in these last 3, they're going to need something out of their second and third lead scores.
And one more final note on Watford. Watford now hasn't hit a shot in 2 games. That's the first time that's happened in his career.
Wow.
And to go through a stretch like that, it's kind of odd, because he came off this stretch up until I believe it was the Purdue game.
I think he was leading the Big Ten in scoring at one point.
For a very brief time, I think he was.
And Hulls was the best 3-point shooter in all of the land.
Yeah, and then for Watford to go on, Watford had kind of like a 3 or 4 game slump where he was going against these smaller guards, and then he looked to finally bust out of that against Northwestern, against Illinois, and then he's right back into the slump. You just haven't seen that consistency out of Christian Watford this year, and it's got to be an alarming sign going forward.
thankfully for IU, the sophomore duo played great tonight.
Yeah.
And Sheehy and Victor, 16 points, hit a three in the corner. So I thought Derek Elston, I thought, also played well coming off the bench tonight. Again, you always wonder how guys will react being off the bench and starting, but Elston is a guy that's kind of thrived in that role. He had 10 points. It's a couple big threes early on.
And I hate to still be the negative Nancy, but 13 assists, 16 turnovers.
Right.
That's not another thing you want to see. And they scored 75 points tonight. On average, coming into this game, North Carolina Central was allowing not much less going up against
And we saw some of that token pressure again. It seems to still bother IU. It'll be interesting going forward if you see teams, try to not necessarily press IU, but just maybe a little token pressure to kind of get them out of their rhythm. Guys, looking at Minnesota and Michigan State, since we aren't going there, let's just talk about both those games right now. There'll be a quick turnaround for IU. Is a split something that you would expect? What do you guys see in these two games? Because right now that game's going on as we film this. Michigan State's getting everything they can handle. Sounds like up at the barn right now.
To be honest, I don't think they're going to win either. I said this. I also said this. I've maintained my thought that they're not going to be able to win at the barn. I said that 4 weeks ago. So this is no impact on what they're going to do tonight. I mean, I write it down. Go ahead. It's such a tough place to play, which Michigan State is finding that out right now. A place that IU has not been able to win at in the Crean era, and for whatever reason, that atmosphere. I don't know if it's the raised floor. I don't know if it's the weird architecture with the shooting background. There's something about that place where, Big Ten teams struggle to play at the barn. It's a little bit like the Kohl Center in that aspect. And you know what? It'll be interesting to see if IU can show up, because they have shown no signs of it in these past two games.
They're playing to get the 5th seed, and they're playing to get closer to home in the NCAA tournament. There's still season left, and there's still reason to fight. So,
yeah, I think for IU it would be huge to get. These would be quality wins. Probably a top 50 win, I believe. The Gophers are up there, and then Michigan State's fighting for a 1 seed. So I think that would be huge, and you can, end their chances to win a Big Ten championship before Senior Day happens on Sunday night with Purdue coming in. I think they're kind of a long shot to get a 4 seed. They would need some help from Wisconsin to probably lose, or Michigan to lose, or one of those 3 or 4 seeds to fall down to. So IU could get that first round bye. So I think right now IU seems pretty locked in at that 5 seed.
And to I don't mean to interrupt, but keep in mind, IU, yes, they have 3 nice ranked wins against ranked teams this season. They haven't had a ranked win since January 5th. All right, that's a while. And to not have a win against a ranked team for 2 months going into the tournament, yes, IU still has a chance to get a win in the Big Ten tournament, beat a very good Michigan State team. But I think they need to get that confidence back up, because you know what? You're not seeing cupcakes in the NCAA
and they've only
tournament.
faced 3 ranked opponents, since that time. So it hasn't.
Fair,
Yeah.
Right.
And all on the road, I believe.
Ohio State, Wisconsin, Michigan. Yeah.
So, again, for Connor O'Gara, Avi Zalen, I'm Kevin Bowen. Again, wrapping it up here for the first time since 1990, which is a very impressive stat.
Party
it's
like it's 1989.
When you think about it, not many of these guys were even alive back then, but the Hoosiers did complete an undefeated non-conference schedule. So
think about all the great teams that couldn't do that. That's
right. No, I agree. Very impressive. And it wasn't a cupcake non-conference schedule. I don't think anybody would argue that.
Especially seeing how Notre Dame's progressed and teams like that.
So thanks, guys, and we will see you back here on Tuesday night when Michigan State comes to Bloomington.